Before I introduce you to this year's DART Award honorees, I just want to say how much I admire their work. We all know that journalism is under attack, and these honorees tonight have shown us all the importance of reporting and being not just accurate, but being human and humane. The DART Center's commitment to ethical and impactful reporting on trauma and its aftermath have really never been more important. I'm here with you tonight to recognize the 2020 DART Award honorees. 5 innovative projects published or broadcast last year, spotlighting the experiences of victims and survivors that make significant contributions to the public's understanding of trauma and resilience. School employees sometimes called it serving time. Children were sent into isolation after refusing to do classwork, for swearing, for spilling milk, for throwing Legos. They begged to be let out, they cried for their parents, they banged the walls at times until their knuckles bled. In some cases, children were hurt so badly that ambulances were called. ProPublica Illinois and the Chicago Tribune received an honorable mention for The Quiet Rooms, reported by Jody Cohen, Lakidra Chavis, and Jennifer Smith Richards. These reporters trawled 50,000 pages of documents from the 2017 to 2018 school year and learned that in Illinois, children were put in isolation every school day for reasons that violate the law. Judges described the series as a tour de force of investigative reporting and accountability journalism. They called it exhaustive, fair, and outstanding from all angles. A day after The Quiet Rooms was published, Illinois ended isolated seclusion of children in schools across the state.
What makes you enjoy hurting people and torturing me when you know I never did anything wrong? And in silence, I could hear him, like breathing very heavily. And I think he was crying.
NPR News received an honorable mention for Syria, Torture Survivors Seek Justice, reported by Deborah Amos with photographs by Jacoby Adam and Axel Uberg. The series was produced by Michael May with editing by Alex Leff, Hannah Block, Larry Kaplow, Emily Bogle, and Claire Harbage. For almost a decade in Syria, the Assad regime has waged a brutal war against civilians, jailing, torturing, and killing them. Hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees have fled to Europe.
Do you feel safe here?
Nope, I don't feel safe, but I used to that. They killed my dad, my brothers, my cousins. They're still killing.
The series focuses on a network of survivors and lawyers seeking justice for regime officials in European courts. Judges call the series a case study in thorough, humane, and complete reporting, applauding Deborah Amos for describing but not lingering on traumatic situations and focusing on resilience.
I thought I was going to die at Clearview. I thought my life would end there in a log cabin in the middle of nowhere.
We have in these programs children who have committed suicide, runaways, children held in solitary confinement.
We are in support of dissolving the board and moving this program to proper regulation.
The Missoulian received an honorable mention for Troubled Kids, Troubled System, a series exposing grave abuse at residential schools for at-risk children in Montana. Reported by Lucy Tompkins, Seaborn Larson, and Cameron Evans, with photographs by Tommy Martino, editing by Gwen Florio and Kathy Best. The series prompted legislation that shifted oversight of such programs to Montana's health department, bolstering protections for enrolled kids. The health department also removed 27 children from one residential program. Judges praised the incredible commitment on the part of a small newsroom to revisit a persistent problem concerning the ongoing, unrelenting abuse of children.
When they told me my case was closed, I felt very betrayed and felt like I needed to do something.
And then what did you think you needed to do?
I needed to work my own case.
The Plain Dealer received a DART award for the series Case Closed, reported by Rachel DeSalle and Andrea Samakis, with photography by Lynn Aishe, editing by Ellen Stein-Burbach, Kelly Benham-French, Melody Smith, Wendy Carr McManamum, and Joel Downey. When Sandy Fedor learned that police had stopped searching for the man who raped her, she decided to look for him herself. What she found was a serial rapist with a rap sheet spanning decades. After the story was published, the Cleveland City Council held special hearings, and the police chief apologized to Sandy. Sandy was also asked to help train new police recruits in the sex crimes unit. Judges praised Case Closed for what they called successfully intertwining a visceral survivor's point of view narrative with traditional investigative reporting, revealing what they said was a pattern of systemic police department failure dating back decades.
Yes, I feel sad sometimes. I do feel sad inner in myself. Sometimes I think to commit suicide, then I say no, I will not do that. Even no one helped us. No one.
Reported by Jennifer Percy with photographs by Adam Ferguson, the New York Times Magazine received the DART Award for How Does the Human Soul Survive Atrocity? That's the question Jan Kieselhan, a Kurdish-German psychologist, asked when thousands of people who'd been held captive by ISIS were reunited with their families. The piece follows the mission to train the first generation of psychotherapists in Iraq to work with survivors, including many children. Judges call the piece explanatory reporting at its best and praise the equally matched excellence of the writing and photography. It leaves, they said, the reader haunted not only by the shattered identities of these children, but by our own moral failings. It's really been my pleasure to highlight the important work of this year's DART Award honorees. Congratulations to all. Now back over to the DART Center's Bruce Shapiro in a conversation about this remarkable reporting.